Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to my channel. And hey, what's up if you are new here? Today I thought it would be fun to just share with you a little back to school teacher edition video because if you do not know, I am a teacher. I'm a special education teacher at an elementary school. And my district has decided to go back to school in person. If you have any questions or want more information about that, you can go ahead and leave that in the comments and maybe I can make another video with all the details and what that might look like. But for today's video, I just wanted to share with you some products that I really like to use that help me get organized, help me get motivated just to start the school year. And these are things that I'll use throughout the school year. Today I'm not sharing things that I used to teach. I won't be sharing like manipulatives or any kind of curriculum. I'm just showing you products that I usually like to purchase, that I tend to repurchase every year, that, like I said, just help me get the year started and help me get organized and stay organized throughout the year. Stay tuned if you want to see some of the products that I love using as a teacher to help me get organized and motivated for a new year. Okay, first up, you guys, it's always great to have a nice planner. I have a planner that I use at home. That's more of my personal planner to use for tasks and other things outside of school, outside of my workplace. And I might have shared this in a different video, but this is a planner I use at home. It's a smaller one and it goes day by day, but yeah, like I said, I like having one designated for home, and then this is the planner that I'll just be using at school this year. It'll really help with scheduling meetings, planning time. I do have a separate like lesson book that my school does supply, so that's separate from this, but this is more for, like I said, planning meetings, writing down deadlines, things like that. So this is just a pink and gold one. This is what I just opened to a random page. It has the days, the weekdays are like a longer just blank space, and then the weekends are just two little squares here. So I like this. I like that it's just like a blank open slate, so I can just write down and jot down, you know, anything that's going on. And pretty common for things to change often, so I like that I have a lot of space for that. I like to write like everything down. I'm not one to use technology super often, like I do here and there, but when it comes to taking notes or planning, I tend to use a planner like this. And I already had to break into these, that's why there's a few missing, but these are the pens I love, the Paper Mate. They are the Profile Gel, and they are the 0.7 millimeter gel pens with the medium point. I think I said that like 5 times. So yeah, these are just black. It's just a black pen. If you can see the tip there, just kind of give you an idea. Like I said, I do like to take notes. I like to write out my notes and everything. Also being a special education teacher, we have a lot of meetings. There's a lot of documentation and paperwork, lots of signatures and things like that. So it's important that we have black or blue ink pens. So I found these to be some of my favorites. So I always like to stock up on these. I don't know how it happens, but throughout the year, you either, you lend someone a pen, or maybe you leave it in someone else's classroom or in the office, whatever. So by the end of the year, I ended up with only 1 or 2. So I went ahead and bought a brand new pack of these. So like I said, these are one of my favorite pens, and I will definitely make use of these. And then the fact that I'm writing a lot of things down, you're bound to make mistakes. So whiteout has become one of my best friends, and I like these. This is the whiteout correction tape. I do have the liquid whiteout as well, and I will use that from time to time. You kind of have to get used to these. You have to practice with it a few times. It kind of shows you a little picture. So yeah, it can be kind of hard to use at first. I know I didn't like these at first, but then I had to keep using them and figure out how to use them the right way, and then they were very effective. And I just like that you don't have to really wait for this to dry at all, and you can. So my teacher friend called, and we just had to catch up a little bit. So I think I was talking about these, and then I just like how you don't have to wait for them to dry, and then you really just swipe on like one strip and it does a good job of covering. Yeah, if you do work with a lot of paperwork and things like that, I think this really does come in handy. And then just like with the liquid whiteout, you don't have to worry about it drying out, or like the little sponge on the end of it breaking or things like that. Maybe you know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't, but yeah. So I love having this for you know, just fixing any little mistakes, or if things change, especially with the time that we're in. Who knows? I just feel like a lot of things aren't really certain right now, and when it comes to planning and whatnot, I feel like a lot of things are going to change. So this is definitely going to come in handy. Just a couple other products. I do like having a planner or an agenda, and then on top of that, I tend to make a lot of like to-do lists, or I like doodling, or to just like brainstorm ideas, things like that. I like sketching things out. I like making drafts, number of things. So I found this cool notebook. It just says making plans, and it really is this like just like to-do list outline, because I found myself in my like agenda, I would just fill up this entire little like rectangle. I would just like fill it out with little things that I needed to do, and then on top of that, I would have like meetings scheduled, things like that, and it would just all become pretty overwhelming and daunting. So I like having this like list format to just like do like a brain dump, as I've heard it called, where I can write down like every little thing, and then I just like being able to cross it off or check it out. And then what I also liked about this book is that there's just like a little section for like grid notes. So if I need to do any like graphing, or if I want to take notes a little more creatively, whatever, I don't know. And then in the back, there's just a blank sketch area. So these are just empty pages. So I thought this would just be great to keep my tasks organized and written out. That really just helps me stay on top of things and manage my time. And then like I said, sometimes I just like to doodle or draw as just like a stress reliever. I had wondered for a while if I needed a planner plus this, but I really like the planner to have more for just like meetings and for things that have deadlines, timelines, and then this is just more for like daily tasks I can just write down. Another thing I found was, this is just a notebook. It's not like a full-size notebook. It's a little smaller in dimensions, and like I've mentioned, I do like taking notes. I like writing out my notes instead of typing them on my laptop. So this is just a notebook, plain old just like notebook paper. I just liked how it has all these different subjects, so I'm able to keep things organized. So maybe I have like a staff meeting with everyone at my school. I could keep that like in this first section for notes. And then maybe for the second one, say I have a meeting with parents or a conference, I can have a separate section for that. Maybe I have a meeting, maybe I'll have my meetings just with my department, like my special education department. I can take notes in a separate section, and then any other kind of meeting I have, which there tends to be a lot of different meetings, but just, yeah, kind of I like that it has the different subjects. And again, I just like taking notes. It helps me focus more, believe it or not. I just like to be able to write things down and then look back and reflect on the meeting. Yeah, these are gonna be like my best friends this year to help me stay organized. And I don't think I even mentioned all of these I found at Target, my local Target. And I got these a few weeks ago, so I feel like they probably have a lot more to offer now, because it really is that back to school time. I kind of went and got these before that because I was a little eager to just start getting organized, because I wasn't sure what the beginning of the year would look like, and now I have a little better idea of what it will look like. But again, I feel like nothing is for certain. And then last but not least, I have been loving this product. I bought it new this year. This is my work bag, and this is actually a backpack. The first couple years of my teaching career, I've tried different kind of bags. Like I had just like a big tote I put over one shoulder. I have a crossbody, but both of those I found was just hard to wear around. It would often get really heavy, and then it would just hurt my back or my shoulder. So I decided to switch to a backpack. This is a backpack that's specifically for like technology. I'm noticing there's some like little plastic on here still. I've been using it for a little while now, making sure that I really did love it, and I really do, so I suppose I could take those off. But this is a bag by Kenneth Cole, and pretty sure you can get this on Amazon. I personally got mine from Office Depot, and they were selling it in store, and I really wanted to see it in person before I purchased it. I did some research. I found it on Amazon, was about to buy this, and then I went to Office Depot to see it, and I realized the price. I think they were either having a sale. I don't know. The price was pretty similar. I'm like, they have it in stock. I'm gonna grab it. So this is the black, and this is black with the gold details. I believe it comes in a few more colors. I think I've seen it in like a green. There's like a maroon. Some really pretty options, but I just thought this would be, I like this one the most. And it does have this strap for like a suitcase. So if you're traveling with it, you just put the suitcase handle, through here. I'll have a link that you can look it up and kind of see more of the details if you are interested. But it just has a really nice big pocket. This is meant for your laptop. This second pocket has room for a tablet or an iPad, which I do have my work iPad in here. And then there's a few more like little compartments here for maybe some other technology items. Like, I could probably fit my phone here if I wanted, or like I usually have like a little mouse that I take to school with me that would fit in there. And then it also has this bigger pocket. I'm kind of going to use this as like my purse, I guess, instead of, and that was another thing too. I would have my work bag and then I would have a separate purse, but I've found that less is more. So when I'm going to school every day going to work every day, I can just have like my wallet and just the other important things that I would need. Chapstick, lotion, extra masks, hand sanitizer, wet ones. These are really good to have. Yeah, things like that. And then there's just one more little zip pocket for things like snacks. So great to have. It also does have 2 pockets on the side here for like a water bottle. Like I said, I've really been loving this, and with school being so different this year, I'm just trying to do things that I normally would do to start the school year, just to get a little more excited, and like I said, just to have a little more normalcy. And I'm hoping this backpack will last me a good few years at least. This isn't something that I don't buy a new bag every single year, but the past few years I have been trialing what I like best, and I found that a backpack just works best for me. Alright, you guys, those are all the products I wanted to share with you today. And those are just some of the products I really like to utilize at the beginning of the school year, and these are things that I'm going to be using for the whole school year to hopefully help me stay organized and just manage my time. And I just hope if you're watching this, whether you're a teacher, you're a parent, you're a student, anyone related to education, I just hope you're doing well and just doing the best you can with whatever your school has decided, whether you will be back in person or if you're online. I just hope and pray the best for you, and I have faith that God has a plan, and we are all in this together. And it might be hard to see right now, but soon we will get through this. If you have any questions for me or anything you would like to know about me, just let me know. Also, let me know if you'd like me to make more teacher-related videos. I would love to share that part of my life with you. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really does support me. Thanks again for watching. Take care. I'll see you in my next one.